But students at the school as well. The stabbing happened, as Jim mentioned, in the classroom. Other students witnessing that killing. Mental health experts say this can cause children to have nightmares or be skittish and emotional when they see or hear confrontation.
The only antidote to that is parents, ask your kids what happened. Ask them what it was like to see that. Ask them what they were thinking. Ask them how they think it affected them. Ask them what they think led up to it. And let them get it off their chest. Let them talk about it. The more they talk about it, the less likely it is to bother them.
Dr. Shiner says parents need to pay extra attention to changes in their child's behavior. He says it is usual for kids to be withdrawn, extra sensitive, or even angry for weeks. And it's important to let kids know it is normal for them to have these feelings, but if you believe your child's grief is prolonged, then by all means seek help.
We're going to move to the man accused in a shootout at a Family Dollar store, now charged. Maurice Thompson Moore was arraigned today from his hospital bed where he's being treated for a gunshot wound. Police say Thompson Moore robbed 3 women and shot a Detroit security guard Monday at the store on Schoolcraft. He's charged with assault with intent to murder and armed robbery. He's also facing weapons charges. And new information in an alarming discovery on the east side. Police now confirming that bones found and an AT&T worker, well, they're indeed human, and they're the remains of a woman. That discovery was made this morning on Camden Street near I-94 and Chalmers. Investigators waiting on the medical examiner for more information. And the big story, taking aim.
Hurricane Florence set to make landfall tomorrow morning, but the effects of the monster storm already being felt.
These are live pictures from North Carolina. You can see the winds already creating massive waves, ripping apart that flag there. The situation only expected to get worse as we head into the night. Florence downgraded to a Category 2, but it has increased in size. Florence is now 500 miles wide. That's double the width of the state of Michigan.
National Weather Service warning that the rainfall could be historic, the flooding unprecedented.
We have Team 7 coverage starting with Chief Meteorologist Dave Rexroth tracking Florence in the 7 First Alert Weather Center. Dave.
Absolutely. A close look at this storm now. I'll show you what's going on. The center of this thing has kind of done a little wobble and a shift to the west. If you watch carefully, kind of redefine the eye. It started over here. It looks like it then kind of wobbled west a little bit here. It's a bit more disorganized now than it was before. At this hour, about 96 miles to the coastline just to the north or just up the coast of Wilmington. That's going to be a tough go there. So wind gusts right now already over tropical storm force winds, almost 15 Cape Hatteras, 52 at Bern, 45 in Wilmington. That's going to be the bullseye, I think, in that area right around Wilmington or just up the coast. So 100-mile-per-hour storm now. It's moving at 5 miles an hour. That's going to be a problem for the rainfall. By 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, it should be sitting in this area and probably coming on shore shortly after that, maybe 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 85-mile-per-hour Category 1 storm. And then Saturday in the morning here, starting to move into South Carolina. Eventually, this thing doubles back and could give us an opportunity for rain Monday, late or Tuesday. The biggest issues are storm surge and rain amounts. We'll talk about which area is going to get the biggest surge. Those numbers have been adjusted. So have the rain amounts. Some are going up while others are going down.
All right, Dave, thank you. We're going to go live now to Wilmington, North Carolina.
ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is there where people have evacuated as the community braces for the storm that's at least the size of the state of Michigan. Just incredible. Marcy, are people getting out as they've been instructed to do?
Yeah, Dave and Glenda, a lot of people are paying close attention to those warnings, getting out of town. You can see the wind and the rain really starting to pick up. And we have a long way to go. As you were just discussing, landfall isn't expected here until tomorrow morning.
Hurricane Florence making its slow and ominous approach. The giant storm, 500 miles across, already flooding coastal streets, pounding piers like this one in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina, with giant waves, and threatening to linger into the weekend, dumping up to 40 inches of rain and inundating some communities with storm surge up to 13 feet.
My message today, don't relax. Don't get complacent. Stay on guard. This is a powerful storm that can kill. Today, the threat becomes a reality.
States of emergency declared in the Carolinas, Georgia, and Virginia, with more than 1.5 million people under evacuation orders. Some still making those last-second preps.
It's a little scary thinking, we may lose some stuff.
Others ignoring the warnings, refusing to leave.
I'd rather be here and knowing what I'm dealing with than somewhere else and not knowing what I'm going to be confronted with.
Yeah, but authorities are warning those people who decide to stay behind if they end up having any kind of medical emergency, they are going to be on their own, because once the winds pick up even more, it's just going to be too dangerous for first responders to be out on the roads. And in many places, that will be the case for as long as 36 hours because this storm is so massive and moving so slowly. Glenda and Dave.
And Marcy, emergency officials can't say it enough that you will be on your own for that period, as you said. Do you still see people out there? Someone just walked behind you. Are the warnings really being taken seriously?
We're hearing that the majority of people who are in mandatory evacuation zones have gotten out, but there are always those people who decide to linger. So, we've seen a few people walking around. We're right outside of a hotel, so some of those people, did evacuate their homes and came here because this is a safer location. Honestly, to walk around here, there's nowhere really to go. Most of the businesses have shut down. Only one business we've seen still open here, and that's the Waffle House. Dave and Glenda.
Yeah. All right, Marcy, thank you. Stay safe yourself. And we'll continue to follow the progress of Florence as that massive storm approaches landfall.
We're going to check in now with 7 Action News reporter Saima Chowdhury, who spent the day at the Selfridge Air Base to find out how the National Guard is preparing for this monstrous storm. Saima, what did you find?
Crews stationed locally are heading to the East Coast to help with the response with Hurricane Florence. As Hurricane Florence makes its way towards the Carolinas, members of the U.S. Coast Guard Air Station Detroit have left to help.
Search and rescue crews consist of 2 pilots, a pilot and a co-pilot, a hoist operator, and a search and rescue swimmer.
Local crews in the Coast Guard often travel to areas devastated by hurricanes. During Harvey, they sent 5 members who are credited for saving 7 lives, including this person pictured here. 6 members were sent during Irma and 12 for Hurricane Nate. The Coast Guard training is consistent nationally, so crews can work with other members in different locations. The need at home and the need in hard-hit areas determine how many members will be sent.
The area is prepared that we can still cover our local area responsibilities. We do not want to abandon the community here.
Right now, it's unclear when the crews will return to Michigan. It just depends on what happens with this hurricane. I'm Saima Chowdhury for 7 Action News.
And we'll stay on top of Hurricane Florence and track every move. Make sure you stay with us on air online at WXYZ.com as we prepare for the storm to make landfall.
Still to come, a Baptist church targeted by thieves, not once, but twice. What the crooks are after, plus the pastor's message to those thieves.
And the search is on for this man accused of helping to steal dozens of iPads from little kids, how police caught up with his 3 alleged accomplices.
And coming up next, Battle of the Brands. We're taking a look into when you should buy store brands and when you should take a pass so you don't waste your money. More grocery store shelves these days are packed with house brands, and people are buying them so they don't waste their money on store brands. It may not always be a smarter move to go generic. So when is it probably best to choose one brand over the other? Mom of 2, Becky Erb, says she's buying more and more store brands these days for her 2 young ones.
It's Cat and Jack Clothing, which is Target's brand.
Whether it's kids' clothes, bath supplies, or food, she likes many Target items.
Particularly their clothing items, and then also like toiletries, that kind of stuff.
Store brands have come a long way since the generic products of the 1970s. A Nielsen survey found 70% of shoppers say store brands have greatly improved. Rianne Young agrees.
They've gotten a lot better.
Target's Archer Farms, Walmart's Great Value, Costco's Kirkland, Kroger's Private Selection, and anything at Aldi are typically 15% cheaper, according to Consumer Reports magazine. Recent blind tests by Consumer Reports magazine and the Crazy Coupon Lady
found several top quality store brand products such as cheese, frozen vegetables, ketchup, sandwich bags, and sunscreen, where Walmart Equate was top rated by Consumer Reports. Surveys show that store brands are making a lot of inroads, especially when it comes to shaving, toothbrushes, and a lot of food. There's still a few exceptions, though, like breakfast cereal. The surveys found name brands still have an edge when it comes to breakfast cereal, coffee, cookies, especially Oreos, shampoo, and skincare products. Except for that.
Gotta have your Oreos. Well, the bottom line is the shopper is the ultimate winner when it comes to private label brands because they keep costs down for all of us. And that way, you don't waste your money. Dave.
Some of Robin Williams' most prized possessions will soon be up for auction. The collection features items from the late comedian and his former wife, Marcia. Items include autographed scripts, awards, props, furniture, artwork Williams owned, and more than 40 watches. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Juilliard School, the Wounded Warrior Project, and the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. The auction is set for October 4th in New York.
Oh, got a little rain this way, a little cloudy today.
Yeah, I got some drizzle on my windshield coming into work, actually. We might get some more of that as we get toward the leftovers of Florence. I'm going to show you the local forecast. It's just not quite as exciting as a major hurricane. So I want to tell you a couple quick things here because things have changed with the last update. The intensity of the wind is down, and that actually is going to help a little bit with the storm surge, all right? The storm surge, we've been talking a couple of days, 9 to 13 feet in this area that is Cape Lookout, all right, here down toward Wilmington, and then that's Cape Fear at the bottom of the screen. That huge bay, if you will, that shoreline is still going to get the biggest storm surge, but it's more like 7 to 11 feet rather than 9 to 13. That doesn't sound like a lot, but hey, 3 or 4 feet less of water running through your property is a very good deal. Now, because it's slowing down, not the wind speeds, but the movement, the rain amounts, we had talked 20 to 30 inches as a possibility. Some spots may end up at 40. This is tomorrow evening. And watch again in that southern coast of North Carolina. You see the amounts keep going up through Saturday. Now we're in Jacksonville around 34. Wilmington maybe closer to 15 or 16. And maybe some spots do hit by the end of the weekend here, which will take a long time to get this thing through. Maybe as much as 40 inches. Impressive. All right, right now here, 77. Kind of impressive. In Detroit, also in Ann Arbor. A little bit more sun from Detroit to Ann Arbor and down toward Adrian, especially the warmest at 78 compared to the northeast side where the clouds are a little thicker. What's happening is the hurricane is just so massive, it's kind of stopping the flow. So the moisture's been hanging around. That's why fog the last couple of mornings. Some clouds every now and then. Again, breaking up more to the south and west of us than in Detroit. But I think tonight we have a chance to kind of get the fog reformed again, and it takes a little time to get the sun back out again tomorrow. So this evening, mostly cloudy. Certainly brighter south and west than north and east. If there's some drizzle, it's probably on the northeast side with the thicker clouds. Overall tonight, mostly cloudy, kind of the moisture settling back in. Fog is a possibility, probably not as much as the last couple of mornings, but it's out there as a chance. And then 80 tomorrow. Not well into the 80s, but right around 80, mostly cloudy skies. The later we get in the day, the better chance for some of that sun to pop out. Same idea on Saturday and Sunday, but overall a little more sunshine earlier in the day, so a little warmer. Saturday, 84, 83 on Sunday. It's kind of interesting because 84 is our peak average high in late July. That's usually the hottest time of the year, and we're getting back to that on Saturday. Also, Monday and Tuesday, not great opportunities, but those rain chances are from what's left of Florence.
Nice weekend. Thanks so much, Dave. All right, don't feed the Fatberg. That's the message from Macomb County.
Yeah, the county just spent $100,000 removing a massive Fatberg of mass fat sewage debris from the sewers.
7 Action News reporter Kim Russell has a look at how what you dump down your drain could have caused it.
Have you ever flushed grease or a wipe down the drain? If so, this is what can happen.
It is humongous. It is gross. It is a Fatberg. It was found in a 100-foot-long section of a drain leading to the Clintondale Pump Station in Clinton Township.
Our interceptor here is an 11-foot diameter interceptor. So it's about 100 feet long, approximately. It's 11 foot wide. And we're thinking it probably was about 6 foot thick.
Macomb County Public Works had to call in a Warren company that specializes in removing Fatbergs around the country.
This is what we do, and this is the stuff that gets us going in the morning, and so it was something we were ready to do.
Joe Schottefer, the co-owner of Dodge Environmental in Warren, says while this is what his company does, this was no ordinary job.
It's a record-breaking Fatberg. The Fatberg itself, when we're all done with weight-wise, we're going to be about 19 tons. It's very big. Yes.
That's nasty.
Yes.
To remove it, crews had to go into the sewers, build a platform above the Fatberg for safety, then cut it into pieces small enough to be suctioned out of the sewer. Talk about a dirty job.
Unfortunately, we had to go 60 feet underground in order to get it out.
Talk about what that smells like. 60 feet underground, cutting up with a handsaw, fatty sewage.
It's an occupation. So the smell wasn't that bad. No.
I don't believe you.
Take note, don't flush wipes or grease. In Macomb County, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
Glad that was
Certainly
Kim's
won't.
story and not mine today,
The
right?
sanitizers at the front of the room, Kim. Thank you so much. Still to